Hello, good morning. Hi, Trisha. Yes, today is the day, but we're going to let everybody get to us. And then let me go ahead and move my scoreboard so we have a little more space here. So today is the day. Hello, Donna's. One lucky winner who's been following us on Scrapbookers ITC of Country Craft Creations. It was my birthday week, and I had more fun celebrating you guys over on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations on Facebook than I did my birthday. Because, birthdays are a fact of life. We're getting older, and life's great, so let's not worry about our age. But this morning, I started at 8 o'clock, and I put 546 hashtag country or CCC Cricut Joy, hashtag CCC Cricut Joy giveaway. Hello, and I put it into randomnamepicker.org, and it took me 2.5 hours. There was so many of you, and that's great. Wilbur was everywhere I turned, and so you've all been loaded into randomnamepicker.com, and we're going to let the audience build. Hi, Kimberly, and we're going to let the audience build, and then I'll turn the camera, but you're going to be upside down, and we're going to see what random name picker picked for the name. So I want to wish everyone good luck. I'm super excited. I'm more excited just to see who our winner is. Hi, Joyce. Well, thank you. And so if you are following us on YouTube right now, I can see all your comments from Facebook. There's 3 Facebook groups. Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creation. That's my main group. You can go to Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. And, let me answer. I'm working with the warehouse too. I believe so. And what we're going to do is you're going to see this over my store page. Coffee Talk, which I don't use Coffee Talk a lot anymore. Well, we don't use it at all, just for posting. Hi, Erica. Thank you. And then Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. If you're not on that page, that's where all this fun information happens. So if you want to get in on the contests and prizes, it's a way to reward my customers for your continued support and just putting up with me. Okay, it looks like we've got a pretty good audience. Hi, Sandy. Thank you. We are having a beautiful 61 degrees temperature today, and it's a great day. So the Cricut Joy winner, like I said, I'm going to turn the camera around. It's on Random Name Picker, and when I turn the camera, we'll be picking the name. You'll get the Cricut Joy, which since I've gotten mine, I have been using it every day, whether it's to cut a card, and it sits right here on my desk. This is how little it is. I just open it, plop my card in, and you can print. And I print wireless. So my computer is hooked up wireless, or you can hook your phone. Your phone. You can hook your iPad. Anything that you want to connect that's wireless to go to this, that will put the Cricut Design Space on there. And it is worth the money. If you need to make a quick card to send out, it makes it in 5 minutes flat. If you need, let me tell you too. The thing is though, with your Cricut Joy, you don't get the card mat. You'll just pick that up. And right now there's still buy one, get one 50% off. Michael's, I would suggest you get 2 so you can continually cut cards. Love the cards. And I did a video and I show how I'm going to actually use them for flaps on mini albums and making very decorative things. So it's a great tool. A lot of you will say, well, you can do that with your Maker or your Air. Yes, you can, but it's not as convenient. This sits right here to my left. I pull it out, I make a card, and off we go. So, okay, we've got quite the audience. Like I said, I'm going to turn the camera around. Who's excited? Let's see all the happy, who's excited out there? And I'm going to go to Random Name Picker. So I'm pushing on that now, and we're going to turn. Let me see. We're just going to flip the camera. And I already hit the button, so we got to get there. And oh my God. Okay, are you guys there? The screen is upside down. You ready? Oh, Um, Sally, are you out in the audience? Okay, I am falling off my chair at this moment. Do you guys see this? I can't see this. I'm not on the camera. I'm dying right now. Okay, I'm just dying of all people. Oh, wait, are you guys, my camera must be, are we picking this up? Because I'm dying this moment. Oh my God, stop laughing. I cannot stop laughing. Do you guys, do you see whose name's on there? Oh my God. Of all people, out of 546 of you, that name came up. Sally, are you out in the audience? I don't know. I haven't heard from her all morning. Oh my God. Maybe. But there it is. Biggest day. Congratulations, Sally. So if someone can post that back on the board. I know. I'm telling you. We have to do a class. We really do. But I'm dying here. I'm dying. I've got to. Okay, well, Sally, congratulations. You are the winner of the Cricut Joy. Peggy, I'm going to be honest with you. When all her names were being typed, my daughter was helping me back and forth. I didn't see all the names in there because she was helping me pull everything from the, what do you call it? Instagram. And we were doing hashtag, we were doing all the searches to get everybody's names there. So I'm really sorry, but she is the winner. Fair and square. Okay. Well, now that let me move this. Hopefully have my, how about if I put the screen down here? Cause I'm just dying. See, I was in total shock. I am in total shock. I can now close that program because our winner has been chosen. Okay. Well, Sally, we'll get this boxed up and this will be shipped out to you today. It's very nice packed inside, so it should ship just fine. Let me move it. We'll get it packaged up and sent out to you. So now that I breathe, no, she's been well, I don't know if she has one. I really thought she'd have one by now too. But I know that with her house and she's getting ready to leave this weekend for a big wedding and then she's getting ready for the retreat. I don't know. But would somebody just post on Facebook and I will compose myself. We have a tutorial to do here. Let me just let my daughter know that we can close everything. Yeah, go ahead and just get that posted because she won. I don't know if she deserves it, Peggy, but she won it. But she won it. Okay, let me get back here and let's get going. We're going to get started. Who's ready to get started? So today, let me show you what we're going to do. And if you have the kit, a lot of you got them. If not, we're shipping out more today. The girls in the warehouse are working so hard. They're doing a fabulous job. But we're also, we just got back. Some of our workers just got back from the warehouse of Graphic 45 and brought back more. So have been having to keep up too. And the rest of the kits are going out today. And we'll have more craft and more denim blue in next week. We sold more than we expected, but I'm really excited. It's a beautiful album. And in your kit, if not, you can purchase this now at countrycraftcreations.com is the Seaside ribbon or Ocean View. I can't remember which one it's called. And I want to show you something about this as we're making it. When you do this flap, so if you have the kit, you have the pre-cut chipboard. I did post the sizes over on Scrapbookers. The envelope that I put here does, and I did this on purpose because I wanted it to look like that awning, a beach awning. But if you don't like that, because it's going to stick up, and I thought it gave it dimension, you can also make your album without this flap, and then it's just going to be your folio. So you do not have to put this top piece on at all. A lot of different things you can do here. The die cuts are now back in stock. I even picked up more. Graphic 45 just got them back in. And so these were not included in your kit die cut pack, but you'll be able to add these. So if you order those, they're available now. But your kit had the chipboards and your pre-cut chipboard. So let's get started. Hi, Ashley. How's the new baby cows going? I'm going to give you measurements, and I already did pre-cut, and I did put my score tape sheets on my chipboards. So let's start with our first piece that is 10 inches by 8.5. And if I start laughing, I apologize, because like, Bonnie, did you just see who went? Yeah, she was the winner of the joy. I'll try and get it out of my head, guys. 10 by 8.5. That's our back piece. That's the base. Oh, have you got some stubborn ones like their mamas, huh? Then you have another piece that is 8.5 by 8.5. So the length of your album is 8.5. Now this 8.5, it's long, so it's going to go the long way. This will sit to the right. Oh, he's sure cute. I saw his pictures. And then this one is 7 by 8.5. And it will sit to the right. So these are going to fold over like so. That's what made that trifold. Now the flip over the top that comes down is 5.5 by 8.5. Again, if you bought the kit, the size is in there. You don't have to use it. Hi, Annette. But you also, if you're cutting your own, you may want to make it the full length. That's okay. You'll just have to change the size of this one and the piece at the top. Now, if you do have the kit, you received 3 spine pieces, and one of them does say top. So if you're into your kit on the chipboard, it says top Tracy. They're on countrycraftcreations.com. Right now, it's going to show sold out. I'm waiting for our shipping manager, Michelle, to get done. And once she gets all the other orders shipped, I'll know how many more I can add onto the website. So, because your kit comes with the flowers, your metal embellishments and things, but it will be a little bit later. So the one that says top is going to be 1 3/8 by 8.5. So it's just a hair wider than these guys. These are 1 1/4 and 1 1/4 by 8.5. And the reason it's wider, well, you can see why it needs to come over. Now I am wrapping this the same way I've wrapped all the other albums that I do now, where I wrap each piece separate. But you do not have to do it this way. But I would leave the top one off then, because unless you're really good at, I'm not going to show how that's done. It can be done, but I'm not going to show it for this video. And I do want to mark my top piece. And I lost my pencil. I think I threw it when I saw that Sally won. It's my favorite pencil. I'll have to use a different one. Yeah, you could, but so like Lynn said, if you want this to lay more flat, but we all kind of have a vision of how we see our projects when we make it. Like I said, I kind of saw mine as a flap on a beach tent thing. I know I'm weird, right? But I wanted that dimension, and it may not, like Lynn said, you may not, but if you don't, then just cut your next piece a little bit wider, even wider than that. Mary, how are you doing with your new knee? So make sure you mark the one that's 1 3/8 top. But we are going to create this whole album today, the shell. We will be matting the inside. We'll mat the outside. Next week at 11 a.m., we're going to create the waterfall pages. So this will happen next week, next Friday. cardstock pieces to wrap our chipboard. The first one's going to be 12 inches by 10.5. And again, I suggest that you use the notebooks because this is where I write everything down when I do mine. And then also on countrycraftcreations.com, you can now pick up our new CCC tutorial notebooks. They're just like mine. I have these made. I made a ton for me a long time ago. And I've used these, my tutorial measurements. So mine's a little different on my desk so I don't get them mixed up. I have about 40 of these now completely filled out with tutorials over the year. And it just makes it easier to grab a notebook that you know, but these are on the website. And then you can jot down all these wonderful measurements. So 10.5 by 12. And we're going to start by wrapping our first piece, which is the big one. I see it. It says Facebook user, Janice Donahue. Can you see my text? The thing is, with this StreamYard program, Facebook will not allow your name to just show up on YouTube. So you need to go up to the top of my post where it says I'm going live and click on giving permission for your name to be seen. But I do see, I just don't know who you are. I can definitely, like go back and forth, but these are my 1-inch strips, just 1 inch by 12. Linda, I'm on Facebook now, so I do see it. If you look at the top of this, there's a StreamYard permission to see your name. Please click on that, and then I'll know who you are. So my spacers are just cut from my scraps of chipboard, and that's going to give me 1 inch all the way around. So if you're using a wet, whatever adhesive you're using, you can go ahead and put everything on. Sherry, let me see if we have somebody that can pull that for me, and we will definitely get you the notebooks. Bonnie, if you're with us, is that something you could probably pull, do you think? One of the notebooks, the links. Oh, here comes Wilbur. Oh, I have to tell you guys just really quick. He went to school. He doesn't look was he okay? He went to show and tell today for my grandson. Did everybody love him? Let's see. Oh, see, he was at show and tell today. I'll have to watch that just as soon as we're done. How cute. My grandson is in 4th grade. He's been dying to get him in there for show and tell. Hey, there's your notebooks. The link's coming up. This is my big piece. And I need 1 inch all the way around, so I'll just use my spacers. Spacers, don't have to use anything else. I'll remove that. Let's make sure that's burnished down. And now we can wrap. I'm just going to fold it like we normally do any other album. I definitely will. I'll post the video of Wilbur's very first show and tell at school after our tutorial. And let's go ahead and cut out our corners. I love this paper too. And one thing with this album, I chose to do it all in the blues. And I think I'll keep it blues for the tutorial. but I think I'm going to do it in all the tans and browns next. And I'm going to use brown cardstock. Bernie, what it is, it's over on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. So you're on YouTube. You don't need to do anything. It's just Facebook is not allowing, because my video goes over 4 platforms, all of my Facebook pages, and Facebook is protecting your privacy by not showing your name unless you give permission. That's all. So anyway, the next one is going to be brown. I'm going to use the browns and the tans, and I want to see how that comes out. I need some sharper scissors. Those are pretty worn now. Okay. So I knew somebody else was going to be like that, TC. Just like our mini album covers. This is a mini album cover. But I'm showing you how now to take your mini album cover if you like to wrap your albums this way. And this is basically, I've been wrapping all mine this way now because I find it's easier. Now, if you were trying to wrap all this, you're going to you need a whole countertop. So it does save on space too. Oh, you're welcome. And I'm having problems. I need to take the arm off my chair. It's hitting my desk and driving me crazy. Score tape. This one I'm going a little bit slow on for those of you who have not wrapped this way. This will stay recorded so you can access it anytime you like. When I do the next couple pieces, I'll go ahead and go a little bit faster until of course, the spines. That's different if you've never done this before. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad you use this. It's faster for me too. And again, I don't get upset making my covers because I never get I don't have any issues, and it's just so much easier on my hands. So I just threw my pen down. I'm just very grateful that somebody asked for a different way. And I don't know, like I said, I'm sure this has been done by other designers. I just never done it, and I'm so glad I did this last fall. Still use my glue. Still going to do the 2 long sides first. I found a bottle of art glitter glue. Peggy came by. She's local, so she got to come and get her glue bottle filled. But we found one in the drawer, so I'm grateful. Art glitter glue should be back in stock the end. I will be bringing it back from our next retreat, and it should be warm enough for me to start shipping it. And this year, the temperatures turned cold so fast this year, or last fall. So this year, we will be carrying 16-ounce bottles very early so you can start stocking up. Because it's hard to go through the winter without our glue. I forgot to go there. Then I'll go around the edge in just a second. Yeah, now I can feel my little, of course, I really love this with my glossy accents and my fine line bottles. Along these edges, nice and smooth. Okay, so that's going to be our back piece. 8 by 8. No, 8.5 by 8.5. So you'll want a 10.5 by 10.5. Hello. For those of you just popping in, has anybody seen Hide Her Hair from Sally? 10.5 by 10.5. Again, my spacers 12 by 1. That speeds the process up faster too. Whoops. Oh, Wilbur loves his bark box too. But I am going to actually cut his bark box off. He's been getting it for 2 years. Hi, Linda. I sure can. He's been getting it for 2 years. And I got more dog toys coming out of my craft room than I have craft stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and we're just going to keep repeating this whole process. Oh, did Sally really, Linda? Did she withdraw her name? I hope not, because I just closed out the program and everybody else's name, I would have to reload it and it takes hours. Hi, Vesta. Yes. Okay, Linda, are you being serious? Linda says that Sally withdrew her name from the drawing. Okay. I don't know if Linda's kidding me, but we'll check on that after unless somebody else checks on it. Janice, did you PM her? Because if you did, oh, no. Linda said no. Yes, you did. The winner is at the beginning of the video, Nancy, and I'm going to laugh. It was Sally. Her hashtag, Cricut Joy, came up. Linda, okay, she's pulling my leg. Thank you. Cut our corners out. Kathleen, I thought it was a joke too. But she posted it. It looks like that one came off of Instagram. And because she put it in fair and square, I know. What do you do? And I did. I let my design team, because they do so much for us, the design team, the whole team, all of you guys, do the drawing because they do so much. And, you know, our designers work jobs. They're not just at home. And then they design and create all these projects for you guys. So I just really felt during birthday week. Usually they do sustain from entering the contest. But I told them, no, you guys can join this time. No, Linda Gillum. Linda said that Sally pulled out. I've made a lot of albums with the craft paper. In fact, oh, that's not a tutorial. Didn't I do it? No, I did the Christmas one in green. I used the craft. I know we're using it at the retreat in Vegas. Our Las Vegas retreat is in 2 weeks, and I'm using it there. You're at work, supposed to be doing a payroll training, and you're watching a video. I love it. That's right. When work is at home, what do you do? What I'm catching in the end of that tape. So this is going to be the right side of your album cover. Start in the middle so I don't have a bunch of glue at the end. You guys, you can't cut your work meetings short. They're going to come after me. I still do the opposite sides just so it stays consistent looking. Bernie, I do have craft. It's still smooth, but it's a beautiful smooth and it's a beautiful color. And it's out of stock right this moment. Well, we have some on and more's coming. It is that color. So it's almost a sandy, but it's not linen. It is a smooth texture. And it, like I said, it's a little different consistency, but it's very nice. And I love that it's not that dark kind of yellow oranges craft. I don't like that. Oh, Kimberly, why does that look like it would be kind of a America's Funniest Moments? You flinging enamel dots around the Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Do you know what? I was a nurse for 12 years and hemostats and all those special scissors. So I'm kind of, yeah, I use them that way. And I think that's why our next piece of chipboard, 8.5 by 7. So that means we need a piece of cardstock that's 10. Well, it's going to be 9 by 10.5. And the reason for that is, again, you want an inch on each side. You mean it won't let you share the video? It should. Especially if you're on my store page. So this is also on my Facebook store page. And you can share the video from there. So when my score tape sheets don't fit, I just use the extra pieces of 1/2 inch so I don't waste another sheet. Okay, go ahead and fold our edges in. Now, when you have this many pieces, yeah, I think it takes a little bit longer to do the wrapping, but you're not dealing with a huge, long piece, and you're not putting these together, and they're not popping at the top. And if you have to walk away and come back to it, it's kind of nice. You can just set it down, finish it, when you get done with whatever else you're doing. Cut out those squares. I must have missed something. How is it that you feel about today's life? Oh, that's right, Ashley. You have spring break after, don't you? So that's going to be nice if you have spring break. Okay, let's fold our sides over. So anything that sticks over that edge, you definitely need to clean off so it looks nice. So I'm just going to do all the corners. Yeah, I can actually do this almost blindfolded, Jennifer. This is why I like it. Checking my corners. My tape's getting full. How do you put the emoji on the side of comments? I'm not sure if they're doing that with their keyboard or I think they're doing it with their keyboard, Linda. Oh, yeah. I remember doing horse shows, Ashley, when we had horses. Like my little grandson, the one that had Wilbur at Show and Tell, he starts his rodeo up. He rides steer. And then they do the horse shows. So, yeah. And they're long. Super long. Cattle shows are even longer. Not all cows like to get in the trucks. Oh, Bobby, that would be hilarious. Okay. I'm going to do my 2 long sides first on the 7-inch ones. He's just starting out, but he's doing really good. He's 10. And the nice thing about Hunter, he's little. His dad was a bull rider, my oldest boy. And he was kind of big, though. And you don't want to be big to be a bull rider. You want to be on the smaller side, usually. And it's so cute. He wears his dad's belt buckle that he won for the Days of 47 here in Utah when he was in high school. And he wears his dad's big old rodeo buckle. There you go, Linda. I just saw a bunch of hearts with your faces. I think we would need lots of Band-Aids. We would definitely need to have the EMTs there, Bobby, if we did blind crafting at the retreat. Okay, there's our third big piece. We're getting there. We're getting there. Our last one is that flip over piece, and it's the 5.5 by 8.5. So that means we want an inch all the way around. So we want a 7.5 by 10.5 inch piece. Oh, he's a wrestler. Is he doing the wrestling where he's got one guy on the horse and he goes out with him? Okay, while you guys are wrapping, let me show you something. Since you asked. Okay. So, Pamela, this one is our 3X, and I'm loving it. Look at the distressing. I'm loving the distressing. So these have the distressing of the old truck on there, and they have that really cool distress feeling. So that, yeah, the t-shirts will be up soon. Cute, huh? And this one is, we have 3Xs, so we're going to have bigger sizes. Cute. Anyway, they'll be ready soon. And they're not expensive. That's what I'm so excited about. Okay, 1 inch and 1 inch. And then we do have the other style too, with Wilbur on the bike. And the coffee cups, our cups are coming in. So you'll have a whole set at your desk. Hi, Debbie. Yes, this is the album with the lay flat waterfall pocket pages, but we're doing just the cover today. Next Friday, we'll do all the inside pieces and parts. Yes, Lynn, was your kit short a piece of chipboard? Then you're going to have a spine piece that says top. Oh no, what size are you missing? Because if you're missing one, we found out after the kits were packed, one of the pieces did get left out on a couple. Let me cut these corners and I'll show you the 4 pieces. So you should have the 8.5 by 10 and 10, 8.5 by 8.5, 5.5 by 8.5, and 7 by 8.5. Oh no, we'll make it. I'll make it up for you. Either, let's see, Lynn, you'll be at the retreat. I will bring you a whole new kit, or I'll mail it out, a new kit of chipboard. I started putting this down before I start cutting. And it doesn't matter, but I'm going to go ahead. It's just easier to show it on camera. Yeah, there's more kits going out today. So let me message Michelle in the warehouse to check. Okay, let Michelle know. We'll get those checked. Oh no, yours is missing the 7 by 8.5. No. So the 7.5s are what got left off. When they were all, we had them cut. He handed me a stack of a whole bunch of leftovers. Told me they were leftovers, so I assumed they didn't get put in the kit or didn't need to be. Yeah, you can use black chipboard because you're going to cover it. And for all those kits, we will make those good. Just message me through Facebook, please, so we can get those fixed for you. And I will announce that when I'm done. The one thing with our kits, we don't charge you on the chipboard, the special cutting, because you're buying the kit. So it's cut, but you still expect it to be right, even though we don't charge on the chipboard, but I do apologize. Thank you, Candace. Candace just posted the cutting sizes. If you did get the kit, you will have that cutting guide in there. Now, is anybody working with me? Or are you all just going to watch and then go back? Because I don't want to go super fast. Or are we just here for the entertainment? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, the kits will show sold out right now until we get them 100% shipped. And then the ones that are ordered, we'll get them back on for you after we get a count. And after we fix that one piece of chipboard missing. So the one thing while I'm doing a tutorial, which I love doing during the day, so does my family, so do the grandkids, I'm still working. So if I pause, just so you know, and you're going to hear the printer, I'm printing out more instructions. I'm printing out invoices that the warehouse needs. I'm working. For our spine pieces, I did mention on scrapbookers, I am going to go a little bit bigger than just the 1 inch on the sides. Sorry about the printing. It won't last long, I promise. I decided a couple of reasons why. I want it to come down further. But I shouldn't be connected to them. With just 1 inch on the side, you really can't see it. You'll sort of see it. I decided to bring it 2 inches out because it matches right up with this 1 inch. So I took 1 inch over. So I'm going to have 2 inches so that we don't land right here and make that extra thick. So you don't have to, but I'm going to, so that I get rid of some of that bulk. No, Linda, I'll just message you as soon as we get them done. Yes, Joyce, the Authentique just finished the fundraiser kits. We picked them up and they're going out Monday morning. And thank you everybody for that. So you're going to have a 5 3/8 by 10.5. And that's going to be for my piece of chipboard that says top. And then the 2 pieces are going to be 5. I just cut them at 5.5 by 10.5. These are 1 1/4. And so I want that extra on each side. You don't have to do that, like I said, but Okay, better know. So the 5 3/8 is going to be my top piece. And it says top, so I don't mess that up. Another thing is going to be when we do the inside for ribbon. And I'm telling you that so that I tell myself so I don't mess it up. So once again, we're going to have an inch top, inch bottom. That will sit right there. Now, I have to change that. We want 2 inches. So I'm going to want 2 inches on each side and 2 inches at the top. So let me grab my chipboard and cut a 2-inch piece. And I just use my leftover chipboard. So if you want that 2 inches, then you definitely need to do 2 inches. But I didn't cut this long enough. Yes, I did. Okay, guys, let me get it straight here. I'm still only going to have an inch at the top and the bottom. We only need an inch. That's right. So we need a 2-inch and a 1-inch. So that'll give me 2 inches on each side. If you want to not land where your matting landed when we wrapped these pieces. So it's going to go an inch past, but we still only need an inch at the top and the bottom. Okay, I'm straight now. 2 and 1, just like so. And I reuse these. I use them until my scrap pieces of chipboard get flimsy. Okay. That's nice, and you can adjust this any way you want. So I'll start with the top and the bottom. We're still going to put this together the same way. Now let's do the sides. See, it's going to be pretty long, but that's okay. You know, I learned to do more than one thing at a time. With working, 4 kids, being a military wife, he was always gone. You have to learn to do 1,000 things. When you're running the household, when you're working, when you have kids. And I think that just prepares us for everything. So I am folding it backwards, and then I'm going to take my other bone folder that isn't sharp and clean up that edge. See the difference? How well that cleans it up. Now, same thing, only instead of a square, you've got one of those things. Rectangle. So you still want to go ahead and cut from corner to corner. You're still going to have the same look. No, my husband gets very nervous. He'll be down here. I'm on 2 computer screens. I'm on the phone. I'm typing. I'm holding a phone, but I have this phone on speaker, and he's like, I don't get this. I don't get how you're doing this. I'm like, it's okay, dear. I've done it for years. Don't be confused, because it's really easy. We're going to do this 2 more times. Tape. I'm just going along this whole top. I'm going to cut it here in a minute. I'm just going to trim it. Actually, we can put the tape first and then trim it. It'll just be harder for you to see what I'm doing. Yeah, don't be confused. The only difference, if you watched it, Linda, I put 2 inches on the sides instead of just 1. And if you don't like it, just stick with the 1 inch, or you definitely can just wrap it the old way, where you put your sheets of paper together, and it doesn't matter, just so that your album comes together. But this is also going to lay flat. This lays really, really flat. There we go. Just upon that chipboard. No, we're not folding that, Linda. We don't fold this. This is what we're going to attach with. We're going to attach this to our book. Now, take your bone folder. Fold it up to form it around that chipboard. I have so much paper because when I attach it here, before it's meeting right there, and I'm getting extra thick paper. This is going to put it over that. And again, you don't have to do this. And I'm going to be honest with you. We may trim this off just a 1/2 inch. It may be just a hair too much. I'm kind of doing this with you right now because it's something that's been in my brain, and I'm not going to waste paper trying it. So I haven't done it this way, but I think from what I can visually see, when I visualize it, I'm going to like it better. But I do believe I am going to take a 1/2 inch off. Nope, don't be sorry either. I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off right now, because it's always easier to cut it off if you decide, that's not quite going to work. No, I didn't miss it. It's just I grabbed it really quick because we were going live and I didn't have time to fill my other bottles. That's why. Lynn, if I was going to go any bigger on this flap, I wouldn't go any bigger than well, you can't really go any bigger than these spine pieces. I mean, you can just a hair. How to explain this? Because you can't have it sticking clear out here. Well, you could have a 1/4 inch, like a gusset. So you definitely could go another 1/4 inch. Just add a 1/4 inch to your width on your top width. If you want to have like that 1/4 inch gusset, and it should lay okay. If you go any bigger than that, I don't think you're going to like it. Now we're going to start at your chipboard, because the chipboard is going to be the stopper. And you're just going to go from there down to an angle. Now, this is my top. So let's just go ahead and bend this over one more time. One piece is going to connect to the book. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. And one piece is going to connect to the flap. It's going to go over the book. And that's how that's going to work. Set those to a side. We're going to continue. With our 1/4 inch by 8.5 inch piece. I'm going to get these little pieces picked up so they don't get in our. So I'm going to continue on with the 2 inch on the side, 1 inch at the top. I'll probably still cut off a 1/2 inch when we're done. That's okay. Pause buttons are good for that. Hi, Anne. Well, I'm glad you did. So I'm just going to hold these down. This is our 1/4 of an inch, and I've already marked my top. So this is my sides. If you haven't marked yours, you definitely could write side on here. You're going to have 2 sides. Again, we're going to fold against the top. And we're going to do the sides just like we did the first. Oops, there you go. So before I cut, and you can do this either way. Oh, and when you add your score tape, you want to leave just a little bit away from the fold so you can add your adhesive there. So, has anyone heard from Sally? Let me turn this over so you can, oh, see, and that's the thing I forgot to do. Oh, I forgot to fold it backwards. Has anyone heard from Sally? I haven't seen her get on. I wonder if she's scared. Now, it really does help to fold that backwards now. Like I said, it looks so much nicer. No Sally sightings. Wow. No, I don't think she leaves till tomorrow. You know what? No, she leaves the 14th. So no, she's not gone yet. My bad. I even have it on my calendar because she won't be doing the blog that day. So let's cut those corners. Because we're just joking, Linda. Everybody has accused her of fixing the Cricut Joy contest, which I'm in total shock. I didn't even realize she joined the contest, but I'm glad she did. Everybody should. Oh, she's taking a nap. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. And my adhesive here, because it really just makes that a nice smooth edge. Softens those fibers a little with her voodoo. Oh, we shouldn't be mean, I guess, because she's not here too. Again, fold it over that edge of chipboard. Push those are down. Well, I wish I could give everybody a Cricut Joy. It sure is a fun little machine. Once again, I'm gonna trim a 1/2 inch off in a moment. So that's what that will look like. So we'll be sending it out to her today. I wonder if I should send a pair of socks with it. Yeah, and her special slippers. I don't have any special slippers. Whoops. That's one of our sides. We only have one more side. Then we can put our whole book together. So 5.5. Then I'll put a 2-inch here. Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to find some socks. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought Wilbur got stuck in the gate. Okay, he didn't. Sorry, the gate is flying open because of the wind, and he got his little back leg, but it's not a heavy gate, so he's not hurt. So since I already know I'm going to do the 1/2 inch, let's just go ahead and remove it. For this album, I did use some of the 8x8 paper pad. I used collection kit, and we're going to use an awful lot of the matching patterns and solids. And those are the items that'll also be in your kit. Fold this back the other way in just a moment. And I'm going to fold it backwards. I think one side is a little wider than the other, which is a-okay with this. Like that. Clean up our edge. You know, this is kind of peaceful when you're wrapping like this and not having to deal with this huge, stressful, long piece that you've put together, and then it may or may not crack or may not look great, and then you have to throw it in the garbage. I don't know about you guys. I like wrapping my albums this way for that reason. It is just, it's relaxing. And it's almost like the no-fail method. So I better keep my mouth shut before I make a mistake. Okay, just remember, you're cutting from corner to corner. No perfection is needed. Just remove them all right now. My garbage can over here is getting full. Things are falling out. Yes, and I'll tell you what, I made a do-si-do album many years ago, and I've done some other tutorials on it. I need to do the do-si-do on this because it makes it super easy to make a do-si-do album. That's where you have two covers. It's like two albums put together, and I've already done the template because I'm doing a wedding do-si-do album where one side's going to be bride, one side's going to be groom with the new authentic, Wilbur, with the new authentic timeless wedding line. And this makes it so easy. Like I said, and then you can throw this in your bag. You can throw these pieces in your craft bag or your crop bag if you're going somewhere, and you don't have to worry about anything getting ruined. You can pre-cut it out. It's just great. Yeah, see, I need to bend it back. So you don't want anything bulging. You want to get that cardstock around there. And Linda, you know that we're all right here. We'll help you anytime. I've known you now for years, and I'm glad to see you getting back to scrapping, and we will always help you. You'll never have to do this on your own. So I'm picking up some of the black ink I had. I should have scrubbed this. Okay. We're ready. We're going to be putting this all together. I just want to measure something. 1 3/4. So my papers were off. I'm going to take 1/4 off. And there we go. Now I want to move my scoreboard. You do want a little extra room. Yeah, and that's the nice thing. When you get this all together, it's going to lay flat, and that's so nice. So I want you to pick up your 8.5 by, let me get my measurements, 8.5 by 10. So we're going to attach it to one of our hinge pieces. So one thing that you're going to look for, see the top, just kind of like keep this completely away. You don't want to, you don't want that. So if you haven't done this before, what we're going to do, this is different. This is going to be face down. Once again, this is going to be a little thicker. I just want to fold it back one more time. One will be on this side and one will be on this side. And I got ink on this from my board from our last projects. I'm going to start with score tape. Now see how those wings are up? So I want this one to be like that also. It's just going to make it a lot more relaxed. Your paper fibers are broke. And now they already know that they're supposed to be bending. And that's what have a wonderful lunch, Lynn. Score tape. Now I want to keep it about 1/8 of an inch away from that bend or that score line. And then on this one, since mine is extra wide, usually I only use 2 pieces. I'm still going to use score tape in between. Not score tape, or glitter glue. I just found combining the two at this point is really better. I was having some glue leak up here. This is stopping that. I didn't like the look of the glue. Yes, enjoy your time out because I'm going to be seeing you very soon and I cannot wait. I don't want you to go either, Jennifer, but I'll see you tomorrow. And Nick gets to meet Wilbur. And now I'm excited for her little boy is going to meet Wilbur. He loves Wilbur and Wilbur loves little kids. So that's what that should look like. Just trim anything off. Again, you'll see I stayed about 1/8 of an inch from that side. And, you know, I really could use my 1/2 inch score tape for this one. Since this is wider instead of my 1/4, I can use it on the outside. Still going to use the smaller on the inside because I don't want anything showing. So now I'll just put my 1/4 inch. Bonnie, you were gone for a minute. Did you go track down Sally? Okay, so this is our 8.5 by 10. 8.5 this way. 10, you need it to be long. You need that long back. So we're going to get started. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to go ahead and start with this side first. Hi, Renee. How are you? I love it. Is everybody just popping by on their lunch? It's so neat. It's kind of like we're having a open crop. Now, don't put any glue next to your hinge. Now you're going to set this up at the top. You're going to set it right next to the chipboard. Then we're going to flip this over. Now see, with that extra length, instead of ending right here, it's now over it and I don't have that bulk. So I like that better. I definitely will increase the size, not 2 inches, but 1.5. Okay, we want to let that dry. I want to flip this the opposite direction so we can add the opposite side. Hey, Rosie, happy birthday. It's Rosie's birthday. She's my other Pisces sister. Just down the center, like I said, not over here. I like the glue because it gives it some extra holding power. And I like it in case I have to yank this off fast. And it's not enough glue to interfere with the score tape. So it is sitting, see, it's sitting right up there. It's going to be a little tight to push that way. And that's what you want. And you can see right there, that's the original wrapping of our chipboard. And then this is the top piece. Just really burnish that glue down. Now that's what it looks like. I'm going to gently fold that over gently. If you're using Artisan, you're not going to have any trouble. And see how nice that looks. You won't have any trouble at all if you're using Artisan. We did for a little bit with some black because of the heat, the cold, the change in weather. And again, that's what that looks like. And now we are going to attach our 8.5-inch piece and the 7.5-inch piece. So I'm going to fold that over. Again, anywhere it feels tight, because you want to do it now just to help. And it really doesn't matter what side, which one goes on right now, because you can flip your album upside down. But this is my 8.5-inch piece. And it's 8.5 by 8.5. So again, it doesn't matter which way you put it on. We're going to remove our score tape backing. I'm going to add, if you'd like, I like to add the adhesive in the center. We got something stuck in there. Kind of push that down. Just flip your album around. Oh, well, congratulations. Oh, we haven't had a baby in the family for 4 years. Love them. So this one is 7 inches, but it's still 8.5. So, of course, you're going to know what side it's going to fit because one's longer than the other. We also are going to be using, I used magnets, the large magnets that was mentioned that you'll want extra. So I'll be using some large magnets here soon. Turn it this way. So once again, now you can kind of fold things into shape. It's going to feel a little flimsy until we get those center cardstock pieces in. Like I said, it's flimsy right now because we have to mat these inside pieces to add strength, but that's going to give you a look. So to do the top, if you have clothespins, this is very helpful if you have clothespins to help keep that together for a moment. Because we're going to now put these together. This is that top piece if you'd like to have that. Again, just whatever you feel that you need to do with your little wings here. I always keep it face down so that, because if you put it like this, it's not, yeah, you're going to be very mad at yourself. I always do that just so I don't get myself mixed up. Same thing again. I just want to use the 1/4 inch. I do like the 1/4 inch. So Rosie, Renee, or no, the baby probably wasn't born today. I was going to say, you have a baby born in your honor, but she probably was born earlier if Renee's just there visiting now. Yes, the top piece. Again, just set it right next to your chipboard spine. Oh, so she's a little bit. She almost made it to leap year. I'll bet Mom was glad she didn't. Okay. We want this to fold over. A couple of different things you can do here. I crinkled the paper there. This has been made long enough. This is going to be a pain now. You can actually attach this over the back. Of course, if you want to attach it over the back, so it's on the back side, you shouldn't, don't put this on here yet. But I put mine on the inside. Either way, it'll do it. Now this one, and I'll be honest with you, it's going to it'll lay flat like this. It'll look really flat until you put that envelope on. When you put that envelope on, it's going to push it out. So that is one thing too. That envelope, let me show you. I almost put this envelope on the outside, but then I wanted this. So that is another thing that you can do. The envelope too, see, you don't have to open your album. So my thoughts were, while I'm vacationing, or actually this is going to be the cruise. We did our crafting cruise in June, 9 days of crafting on a ship together. And it was so fun. I have postcards we picked up, and it was really fun because everybody on the cruise would gather postcards and we put them on a table, and they're going in here of the different places we were at. And then I did collect postcards because we drove from New York. So this can go on the outside of your album. It does not have to go on the inside. Now, if it goes on the outside, of course, you are going to have it. It's going to be much more flat, and you could put your magnets here. So determine which one's your top, what's your bottom. As you can see, it's not going to matter. You might have a little black mark like I did, but it got covered. That determines your top or bottom. It doesn't matter. Just one of these needs to be your top and one needs to your bottom. You're going to fold this over. Now your cover is 10 inches. So on this one, I did want to find my center, but I need to find it on the inside. Only because I don't like that pencil on paper. I want to make sure I'm somewhat even. Now this is 8.5. So we want 4 1/4. And I want to put a mark a couple of places just so I will see them. Kind of like a sewing pattern. We're going to match those up. I didn't quite get on the top like I wanted. There now. Because it's absolutely barely. I just don't want it seen. And then see, there's my marks here. And just like we did the rest, we're going to attach it right there. I kind of crumbled my paper. So once you can eyeball it, but once you're there, we're going to attach it the exact same way. Yes, Bobby, I did see that. We had the baby on Scrapbooker. She's so tiny, and I just pray she's doing better. I mean, she's doing okay, and she's such a little tiny, tiny baby, but she'll do good. Okay, match up your marks. keeping it right there at the band. Let's put it there. Mine's going to be 18, Donis. Oh, they get so big so fast. So I think with that extra lens gone, so these are cut 1/8 of an inch bigger than your sides. And as you can see, it hangs over beautifully. This one, I had cut it, my original album, because I really hadn't made it yet. And you can see that this is not really touching there. I made them all 1 1/4 inch. So your top, just going your 1 3/8 is really gonna, I think it's gonna be plenty. It sits there very nice. And it looks like that awning. If you do go a little bit more over, you're going to have like that look, which is okay too. So you can do so many. Oh, I just see, did Sally pop on? I saw something. So we want to add a couple of things or I'll forget. We're going to add our ribbon and we want to add the magnets. And I used the large magnets. And you know what? On this one, I did use 3. And I have 2 here. Let me grab one more. Small, small. Oh, man, I have a large. No, I'm not. Whew, I was going to say, we shouldn't be out of large magnets. We just got our new shipment. I usually do a lot of magnets on these type of albums so that they hold. I'll put 2 here, and then I like to put one towards the front of the heavy one. Oh, actually, there's something I did, but it's not going to matter. I put mine on backwards. I had my, oh, no, I didn't. No, my 7 inches to my left. Okay, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if it turned out the other way. Because this album's, oh, she's at the eye doctor. Hi, Vanessa. Are you guys back home? So I will still use 3. You also can use ribbons. You don't have to use magnets if you don't want to. So you'll need 3 positives and 3 negatives. And I'm going to start with my 7-inch piece here on the left. And I'll put 2 on the outside here. And I'm going to put 1 here. Always keeping it at least a thumb width in because you want the paper to cover it. This one I'm going to add to this piece. I don't like when I make, when you make the big albums. Hi, Wendy. How's the new baby? When you make albums and your inside falls? Well, that's why I want that extra hold right there. And Janice is going to be a new grandma for the first time in just a few months. Okay. So I'm going to hold mine up here because I want it to be square. And you can always move your magnets, but I'm looking for my square. And now our magnets are on. Just make sure those are all down. And sorry, I'm just gluing my bottle because it's going to be a mess if I don't. I just need to answer the warehouse. And the dogs are snoring. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but if you can, I apologize. So as long as it looks square to you and you're happy, we're now going to do the inside reinforcing. We got our magnets on. We'll do the reinforcing. We're going to add our pieces here. So you will want another sheet of your cardstock. If you're using the light blue, you just want a 12 by 12. Or if you've got some pieces left, that will work. This is not an exact science on this. I just take pieces that I have left. We need to now cover our spine pieces. Okay, these are 8.5. And I will give you a measurement here. It looks like this came out to be 4.5. So I'm going to cut it 4.5 by 8 3/8. So I'll cut this one down to 4.5 by 8 3/8. And up here, I'll just need to see what I've got. If I've got another scrap or if I need to grab that 12 by 12, which I need to grab a piece. So I'm just going to keep them all. I'm just going to keep them all the same 4.5 by 8 3/8. And you're going to want 3 of them. Let's move our book. I'll cut another one for the top. I'm checking side to side because you don't want anything sticking over. Okay, your adhesive of choice. I like to use the score tape sheets. This is also going to make your album much more stiffer. And using my score tape sheet, I'll just put these down on here real quick. We'll cut them and lay them out. Now, when I cut this, I know some of you have seen this. I use my hand and I push it against the blade to keep it straight. See, it's moving because I'm pushing the paper against the blade to keep it perfectly straight. And what happens is the blade, you'll feel it push against the paper and you'll cut just great. Then it's nice, covered, and ready to go. Yeah, it's all in the pushing. Now on these also, sometimes I will cut them in the cutter because side by side, it doesn't have to be a particular size. I mean, you want a good coverage, just don't. If I was to lose a quarter of an inch or something on the sides, I'd be fine. Not on the top and bottom though. So I'm actually pushing now against, there we go. Just always push against. Oh, no, put your hand on here and push it. I'm pushing down. So I'm pushing down on the paper. And the paper is moving because I'm pushing against the blade. Yeah, I'm pretty spoiled too. I love these score tape sheets. They just make the whole process, and they save. You don't use your rolls. Yes, we're working on ocean blue. I'm going to be saving that piece, but I want a full piece. So I will be adding that to this piece because I'll use it for something else. Yeah, we'll have more kits once she gets all the orders out. All right, that one's going to just get cut on the cutter. Here in a second so I can straighten that up. Because I want a nice straight line. There we go. They're all the same size, so it won't matter which one I start with. I do like score tape. Don't like getting glue now inside of there to wrinkle up your paper, mess it up. Glue is great for almost like 98% of everything else. But you don't want it to get in your folding parts. That sounds funny. You know what I mean. Now this is going to cover all of our construction. The score tape sheets, you do order those separate. They don't come with. We're going to go back and form our folds there in just a moment. But we want to get everything put down first. Main thing is this is sitting down below that crease, which if you cut it 8 3/8, it will be. Yes, make sure you order a package of large magnets with the kit when it comes back up. But the kit will have your flowers, metal parts, little metal embellishments, metal corners for the front. down. And don't let go of that. If it touches anything else, it's stuck where it goes. Okay, let's cover the top. And I do want to pretty much cover all my construction pieces and parts. Go over everything. Okay, now you can see it's a lot stronger. So let's go ahead and start forming these guys using a bone folder that's not sharp, or just your finger. If you don't have one that's not sharp, like the end of this because it's beveled. And don't just push it down because you're going to crack something. You just need to help it. Let's see, that other side isn't even ready to bend. So just go gentle. Take your time. And pushing as you feel it. Okay, you'll be able to feel it. But now see, it's much stiffer and it's holding its shape. Did my first go around? My first go around for what, Linda? My first go around for the album. If you're asking about the album, no, I did it one day. My albums never take me more than 2 days or I don't do them. No, I made this album in one day. I sat down after we got the paper and ignored my family, didn't feed the dogs, asked my husband to, because I needed to make this album. I loved this paper. Now see how much more sturdy it is? Now this only took me a day. Well, and it was a full day. And then I think I did the finish work the next day. So, but I usually make an album in 2 days at the most, which was my, what's it called? Fruit and Flora, because it was more detailed. But yeah, once I get going, I'm just going. Is 2 days too long? Because once I have a design in my brain, it's like I have to go make it now. I don't pre-make it with other paper. I just make it. Yeah, I don't like to take more than 2 days. By the third day, I'm over it. It's like, this has got to get done. Okay. Magnets. Top. Now, here's the thing. I am checking my magnets. Now, see, this kind of went in. Now, if that happens, you might want to adjust your magnets. And I do want to adjust my magnets because I can see it's a little bit off. And you can kind of tell by looking, it's sucking it in too far. It's sucking it in too far. And it's these two guys. So I want to move these. And that does happen. Well, we have our December daily tutorial kit up. And I have I think the kit for Fruit and Flora, but We're not getting more fruit and flora till Monday. The warehouse wasn't ready with my order when we were there this morning. I have to go back on Monday morning to the Graphic 45 warehouse. So there's those. And this one, I'll get more up as soon as we're done. Sorry about the magnets, but I need to readjust. I don't want that cover in. And in all reality, we didn't need to remove all of them. Sometimes I'm such a dork. We only need to remove 2. Why are these not sticking? They should, oh, because this one wants that one and that one wants that one. Okay. Oops. Okay. Let's do this again. Still not in the right place. That's better. No, they still need to go out just a hair. So I'm just going to try this bottom one first. I think that's the one that's pulling. That was the one that was pulling. So we're back to square. Now I'm happy. That happens sometimes. That looks terrible now, but no one's going to see it. So let's do our matting. Before we mat, let's do the ribbon. If you have the kit, then you have your yard of ribbon. And you really don't need the full yard. You can use a piece inside. I mean, you can save it. So you have a piece inside, and I'll give you how much I'm cutting. So we did give you extra on the kit. So I cut mine too. Yeah, it's about 24 inches. Now this is where too, you can purchase this. So if you don't have magnets, don't feel like I can use that on the tags. Don't feel like, you can't make it, because you can use ribbon here too to hold these two down if you don't have magnets. So what I did on here is I put my first piece, and because of the printing, it's going to go like so. And then I put the second piece down underneath here to hold this whole thing. And again, I just want to make my mark. This will go quick, and then we're going to mat, and we're done for today. This is why you can see we're not going to do this all in one day. We could do it all in one day, but I'm afraid the warehouse needs me. She's like, where's all the other stuff I need? I'm like, it's coming. So you have a pattern here, and let me turn it this way. So my pattern needs to come out here, and it'll be upside down when I attach it to that piece of score tape. Comes across the top. Now, let's go ahead, wrap it, make a mark on the inside, just so you know. I'm putting it where I know this edge of the ribbon should be. I'm going to open my album all the way. So my second piece, see, it comes up, and it just helped to hold it even a little nicer upside down. And because we are now upside down, it needs to be out here to my thumb. So it's going out this direction. I'm just putting it up about an inch or an inch and a half. No specifics. If you don't want to use the magnets, let me show you. I would put a piece of ribbon. Let me put this one down so I don't get score tape on anything. I would put, Linda, I would put a piece of ribbon on the inside, well, on the inside of my, this is 7 inches. So you could put it right there. And I'd put one over here. It needs to face outwards. Then you'll mat your paper and it would fold over and now tie. So put it out here. And I would not stick it in between. I know one of your thoughts are, that'd be cool to stick it in there, but you know what? It's going to loosen this piece. I wouldn't put anything in these spines. I just wouldn't. And you can always message me if you're having trouble when you get to that point, and I'll help you. So right-hand side, right here on the top, so it folds over. And you can put it on top or on the inside. It's not going to matter. So you can always play with it. And we do not want that upside down. We want it right side up. Because it's going to fold upwards. And you want that really cute design to come up. Now this is a cotton ribbon. This is such a neat ribbon. You can also iron it. I love it. And that will tie. I'm going to tie just kind of a sloppy big bow right now. I don't want to cut it too short. That's going to look great on our tags. Don't throw anything away. And we'll clean that up even better. Okay, I know we're running into 2 hours, but we're going to do some matting. So I'm going to give you sizes. And I want to show you everything I use. So that's my inside. This is my outside. You're going to use your patterns and solids, and you're going to use your 8x8 for one of the pieces, but on your patterns and solids. So I didn't put these all together yet. It can end up tearing. Wait, is it going to end up tearing what? If you put it out here, yeah, it can tear your paper. You can't be rough with it. So that's why you want to play with it and determine where you want to put a ribbon. Now you could also wrap a ribbon. I did this on a Home Sweet Home album. You could wrap it here. Then you can wrap it here if you want, and then you can tie it underneath here to hold that shut. You would have to have then 2 pieces as I pull that off. So you're going to just play with it. Yeah, anytime you put ribbon underneath your pattern paper, it risks tearing it unless people are careful. This is going to be sitting underneath our envelope. And there should be no reason that tears because this one comes straight out the bottom. Okay, this is going on the back side. These are from your patterns and solids paper. I chose the brown. This beautiful stripe is going to actually be on our spines, but I did double mat because I love the light blue, the brown, and then I just had to have this blue on the back. So this is going on the back. Let me give you the size. I cut it a full 10 inches. Once again, let's just lay our album flat, which is the beauty of this thing. You can work on it flat at any point. This is 10 inches. So I cut it the same size, but I am going to take off like a 1/16 of an inch so it fits in there just a little bit better. But I still wanted coverage. That looks good. And then I just used the potting soil archival for my inking the edges. So I did already ink all the other edges. But I did not put my matting together so that you would know exactly what paper was used. So 8 3/8. And then as you saw, I cut it at 10, but then I took a 1/16 of an inch off. So the inside matting is going to be 9 5/8 by 8 1/8. So I cut all my double matting 8 1/8 and then 9 5/8. Yes, you could use eyelets. And let's put that on. I'm going to do the matting first, the double matting here. Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, let's put this down first. Usually I put them all together and then put it down. So again, this is 8 3/8 wide. And it's just 9 15/16 or 9 7/8. You can go 9 7/8. I wanted mine a little bit wider. We won't do any decorating, of course, until the end next week. Whoops. I love that color blue. It's a little bit different. It's like the highlighting that they did on the other papers, the seashells. You'll see the brightness. Yes, that's why I liked it. So you can see where now I would put blue and then I'm going to use the brown papers on another one because I've got to go brown with this too. Because there's the brown sandy papers in here I just love. Always make sure if you're using glue, it's like wallpaper. You got to smear it around. Okay, my spine pieces. This is 1 1/4. So these are 1 1/4. They're the exact same size. But I did not. Yes, I did. This is also from your patterns and solids. So from your patterns and solids, you're going to see the white, kind of ivory, sandy beach. But I used the opposite side. They're 1 1/4 by 8 3/8. I did not double mat these, but they are the exact same size as you cut your spines. You'll find that with this style of album, that your spine pieces are cut because you'll see how they nestle right in there. It's really cool. And then working on it flat is so nice. You know what, Carol? Because I'm an aquamarine, I think that's why I love all these blues and I love the sapphire. Okay. Again, 1 1/4 by 8 3/8. I did ink all my edges. I will have the cutting guide for the rest of the album up on Scrapbookers next week, probably by Tuesday, so that you can cut the inside pieces. I will have one of the waterfalls put together, and then I'll show you how to create the other one on camera. That way we can decorate our album cover next week. And if we have to, we can go into the 20th. Okay. I'm not going to put the top piece on yet. I do not want to put it on upside down. So for the inside cover pieces, I chose patterns and solids. And I'm using the blue side because I did double mat. And you're going to have, let me show you, the top piece again, a little bit shorter. So we have the light blue and the dark blues. And I cut the pattern and solids piece at 6 7/8 by 8 3/8. And the stripe comes from the sheet itself. I know I had a hard time, but I wanted this piece, which is actually the cover sheet on the 8x8, to really be my focal point. So this is 6 5/8 by 8 1/8. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this matting. Yeah, if you happen to watch one of my older videos, I show how to do that waterfall, but it's a really old video in on a different album. So this size is actually bigger than I did on my wedding album I did that gave me the inspiration for this. This just seemed the perfect cruise album. Again, just get that glue all over the place. And let's do the opposite side. Now, the opposite side is different. And the reason it's different, I didn't want to cut into another piece of my 12 by 12. You're going to get both of these pieces from one 12 by 12 inch sheet. That's where I brought in the cards, the ephemera cards. So see, this piece is only half. And then we'll have our ephemera cards. Oh, goodness, there goes Wilbur. But the matting is going to be 8 3/8 by 8 5/8. So it's just a hair wider than it is long. And then the matting piece that's going to sit to the right. And that way too, that's the cover looks like it's all one piece. It's 5 1/8 by 8 3/8. So 5 1/8 by 8 3/8. And I'm sorry, my camera doesn't like stripes. It doesn't like pixels. It's crazy. Okay, I'm going to move this over. This is my 7-inch side. This is the bigger 8 side. So I just want to make a little mark here because this is where this is going to sit. And so even though the dark blue is going to cover my magnets, I just wanted to make sure it's still going to cover it because that's the side that's going to sit on. Now we've got these all put together, so this can go down. Sorry, I thought this would go faster. But the nice thing is it's recorded. Now you can go back at any time and follow along and stop the video. Again, get my smaller one. There we go. I can put more pressure. Get that glue moved to those corners and all around. Okay. I'm going to put the blue down first. Ooh, I didn't cut it short enough. I didn't cut it at 8 3/8. Let me take an 1/8 off. I must have gone the whole 8 1/2. Maybe I didn't even cut it. I know it hurt my heart too to see those pretty fish covered up, but that's okay. We'll do something else with them. I promise. They are gorgeous. It's like having your very own fish tank. Get those edges covered. Okay. On the inside is where I want to put my blue stripes. So make sure you've marked yours. But before I put it down, I'm still going to turn it over and double check. Glue everywhere. Okay. Yep, to the outside. No, I just want to leave that border, but I'm going to grab I've got some out here. These are your little ephemera cards. They're also on the cut apart. I'm just checking the sizing. So I have one right there as I'm putting this down, and I have to be at an angle because as you can see, this is pretty long. Okay, just kind of get an eyeball. And of course, you know, you can have those pretty fish. You don't have to do yours like mine. And I just noticed that, and I'm not going to pull it off. I forgot to check the sizing. I didn't cut this shorter. So make sure you cut this one 1/8 of an inch shorter than your matting. As you can see, I didn't, but it'll be okay. And then that's going to sit there, and I'll have one down here at the bottom. The small strip size on your right hand side is 5 1/8. It's supposed to be 5 1/8, and it is supposed to be 8 1/8. 5 1/8 by 8 1/8. I forgot to cut my 1/8 at the bottom, but it'll be fine. I just don't have the matching blue there, and it's gonna be okay. I'll probably put a little strip of something here. Let's do the top. Let's give you the matting sizes for the inside, and then we're good till next week. I'm going to tie this for a moment. So I'll have the blue. Now this is my 8 by 8. So this is your patterns and solids. And this was the other half. No, you'll have to cut a new one. So you'll cut it from the second sheet. And I'll give you that measure. This is from the 8 by 8. And see, I wanted to have it there, and I wanted a lot more of the blue showing. So I cut this at 8 3/8 by 5 3/8. For the dark blue. Then the matting piece, I cut this at 5 inches by 7 7/8. And then we're going to center that. Now, if you purchased the kit, then you will have your metal corners. I put them on the matting here. You can definitely come down on the blue, but I put it on the matting. And you're going to have 4 of those corners. We won't do those right now in the kit, and you'll have a metal filigree. And then we have the top piece. And that's where I brought in the starfish and all those words. And I cut this one at 1 3/8, and it's 8 3/8. Again, making sure if you're using the wording from your, this is from the Patterns and Solids, that it's going to be the correct direction. This way the brown kind of stays all up here. Yeah, and the nice thing too, the video is now on YouTube. It's on the store page. You can find it in the video files on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. And so now you guys can find the videos so easy. And there's so many tutorials, myself and our designers. Susie, what you're having to grant permission is for your name to be shown. This is being shown on YouTube, and so you have to give permission that it's okay, that it's transmitted from Facebook to YouTube, that we are seeing your name. You may not want your name on YouTube, and that is the reason. It's not me, it's Facebook. Okay, ladies, for the inside, what I'm going to do, because we're running into almost 3 hours, I'm just going to give you the matting measurements, and they're really easy. You're just going to put them down. No double matting. So I took the stripes from your Patterns and Solids, which was the other part of what we matted the back. These are 1 1/4 by 8 3/8. And you're just going to put them down on the inside. The 1 1/4 by 8 3/8. The only one that I did not cut was for up here. And it's going to be 1 3/8 by 8 3/8 was this piece, because I haven't cut into the paper yet and I didn't want to cut it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was the one I didn't want to cut last night until we use it. So you can even leave that piece, but it's 1 3/8 by 8 3/8. Let me just lay out what I've used. This comes from the collection kit. This is those octopus. So this is the whole thing. This is background. And to be honest with you, you're not going to see a lot of it. And I need to cut mine down because I didn't cut it down last night. And it's going to be 5 3/8 by 8 3/8. 5 3/8 by 8 3/8. And then from your, let me move these guys for a moment. So all of the blue now comes from your Patterns and Solids. Okay. It has this beautiful scene that's going to go in the center, and you will see some of it. I'll show you in the original album. And then I took the seashells. And so 8 3/8 by 8 3/8 for your right-hand side. And then for your left-hand side, it's going to be 6 7/8 wide by 8 3/8 to go there. And I'll measure the center one here with you in just a second. Well, it's 9 7/8 by 8 3/8. And then you're just going to ink your edges and glue those down. And we'll cut this, or you can go ahead and cut yours if you want. I just didn't want to cut into a 12 by 12 yet because we'll have some scraps of this one. So let me kind of show you this top piece so you can see some of the blue. And I did cover the whole thing because you're going to see a little bit on the sides. There's our stripes on the outside. Now for your inside, just so you know, there's that tan stripe. Those are 1 1/4. There goes my camera by 8 3/8. And then this, I use the card to journal on. This is the 6 7/8 by 8 3/8. To your right, 8 3/8 by 8 3/8. And 9 7/8 by 8 3/8. No, we had a storm at the end, Joyce, and they hurried up and got us back just the last day. So they revved up our sailing in New England from Canada because we missed it by like 12 hours. And they got us into New York early, so we had to stay in New York. But it was just beautiful. It was fine. I'll tell you what, crafting on a cruise ship is the most amazing thing when you're watching everything out the back window. And so we do have our cruise to Alaska next year, not this year. Thank goodness. And I absolutely love crafting on the cruise ship because we don't just craft on the sea days. Okay, so I will get all this put into mine also, so it'll be ready to go next week. And so next week we'll be making the envelope and I'll get your cutting guide. Why didn't I double mat the inside? You don't need to, but you certainly can. It's just going to take a lot of paper. I will have, oh, you know what? Okay, these are not the same size. I completely made these different sizes. So I will have it probably put together, but I mean, I will have the pages constructed and put it together. This one will definitely. Well, yeah, the waterfall is covering the inside, but you still need to mat because when you open it, you have a pocket here and you can see it. And we'll be doing all this next Friday morning. Okay, I'll see you next Friday morning. And it depends on how it goes. Maybe we'll do a class again Friday evening and finish it off. It just depends on how those pages go. And I'll get my insides matted and ready to go. And then I will also let you guys know on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, after all the kits are shipped this afternoon, how many, if we have any left. Let's just tie that. And, oh yeah, don't tie it too tight because we haven't matted the paper yet. And there you go. I won't tie it. Isn't it pretty? I love this. Okay, guys, thank you. And I will see you Tuesday at Authentique when I'm live to there. And thanks for sticking with me today. And you have to do one thing. You've got to give a shout out to the fact that I didn't make a mistake. First time, there's always a first time. This was the first time. We did it. We even got the ribbon on and the magnets on before I put matting down. Oh, we're oozing here. To fix my glue bottle. Okay. It was so much fun and I enjoyed being here with you. And happy birthday to all those March crafters out there. There's a lot of you I noticed. I'll see you next week. Oh, and congratulations to Sally, our winner of the Joy. Bye-bye.